The Culture Currency show is for those who recognize that nuance is key. We don't pretend to have all the answers, but we tackle the issues that affect the majority when speaking of Black America. Our discussions are informed by the host's personal experiences and insights, and we're always open to evolving our perspective as we gain new understanding.
This is the story of two friends from the Bronx who decided to get real, be direct, and impact Black culture. Welcome to Culture Currency, where culture is the value.
Peace. Peace.
Chillin'?
How you doing today?
I'm good. Can't complain.
That's what's up.
At all.
That's what's up. I'm excited about this combo.
Me too. Good
What
stuff.
you been up to though?
Working hard. You?
Working hard. Same thing.
Exactly.
Closing up.
Yup.
Closing up season.
Yeah.
Preparing for the next one.
Preparing for the next one. Closing up one season, preparing for the next. I go. Yep.
What we discussing today?
Today we're talking about, we're discussing the topic of control. Is it good or is it bad?
I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
With culture
is the value. So, how do you see control? Do you see it negatively or positively?
I don't think control is good nor bad. And I think it could be a strength and it could also be a limitation. It just depends on how we use it, how, why, all of that.
All of that.
Yeah, all of that.
I agree, 100%. 100%. Many people don't see it that way though. Many people see control as a negative.
Right. The same way they see discipline as a negative.
And we had that conversation as well. How about we define it?
Right.
The power to influence or direct people's behavior or course of events.
The definition is quite interesting. Control is influence, right? Is influence. However, the way I broke it down, I still put influence as something separate. Because how I'm looking at control is control, like do what I say.
But that's how most people look at it.
Yeah, that's how.
So we got to dissect both of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reality of what it means versus what it means to the majority of people who hear
Right.
the
It's not
word.
just my way or the highway. That's not all of what it is. So how do you feel? Do you feel like it's good or bad, or how do you feel about control?
Is a positive and negative to everything. However it's utilized, it can be negative or positive.
Right.
I've always had an understanding that I had control of things. I had that understanding very early. When you are somebody who is good at things, it comes with responses from the world. And I was good at things very early. So with that, you start seeing that people kind of align in ways you want them to, different things like that. And back then, I was really irresponsible with that power. So I understand how control can look negatively. And now in my today and understanding the healthy behaviors, I understand what it does positively.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Very good. I was thinking about a few things about control, right? And the good parts about it, like, for example, when you have control of a situation, like I'm thinking about when it's something that I know I'm good at and I got this and I can make it happen and I just know I got it. It could prevent mistakes. It could give clear direction. It could build a following, right? But control can also stunt people's growth, right? It could make people feel distrusted by you, you know what I mean? Because you're not giving them the rope, the room, the space to grow, to make mistakes. There's also an arrogance there because you feel like you're the only one that can do it, so you're not trusting other people to do it.
I don't know if it's an arrogance as much as it is a lack of trust. Because I know I fall in that category at times. The people are like, oh, you just do everything. I do everything because I don't trust a lot of people to do it right.
Okay, it could be trust, right, okay. Right, okay, but also, with the arrogance come in like that, I don't trust people to do it right. I'm the only one that could do it. Why you think that?
I don't think I'm the only one that could do it. When you got trust issues, your trust issues usually come from your lack of trusting yourself to pick wisely. And so your choices in the past have chose people who didn't show up for you.
So now you have trust issues.
So now
and you're like, I got to do it, or it's not going to get done.
It's not going to get done. So there's not that I don't think that other people could do it better. is that I don't think that anyone's going to show up for me and do it
So I'm doing it
to make sure it gets done.
because I got to depend on me.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really
Which
good.
is still a negative because you have to trust somebody. You have to trust that you are capable of inspiring people to show up for you.
But the reason why what you said is so good is because it makes me think about who I'm thinking about. It makes me hold them in a different space.
Okay.
Because it's not an arrogance. It's not a I feel like I could do it better than anybody. It could be a trust thing also. Right. And what's the last part you just said? You just said, and trusting yourself that you can inspire people
to show up for you.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, I tell people all the time, when you have trust issues, it's not trust of others, it's trust of yourself. You don't believe that you can trust that you chose the right people. When you're in a relationship, if you have trust issues, the only reason that you have trust issues is because you think this person is not going to do right by you, which means that you're questioning your judgment, right? So it always ends up right back at yourself.
It comes right back to you, too.
You know what I mean? So I always have to filter through that because those are things that I navigate.
And what's good about that, because one thing about control also is about accountability. So you're talking about accountability right there, where it's not like, yeah, I don't trust you because you. But are you trusting your own choices and your own decisions? That's really good.
I think everything has to be filtered through your accountability meter. Everything. Because everything starts with self.
That's right.
And that's what accountability is all about.
Being introspective first. Absolutely. One thing I wanted to say about control, like even though it can bring on these good things, it can also bring on a sense of delusion.
Explain.
So when you really think that you got control over things.
Outside of you.
Yeah, because there's so many variables. There's so many things that you cannot control. You can be so controlling that you are delusional to think that you can change something other than your own choices.
I think everybody goes through a phase of what that is, and life automatically fixes that.
Yeah,
for
fixes
them.
that. Like, oh, like okay.
Yeah. Because you can't believe that for long.
Right.
Life is gonna prove you wrong. At some point, you're gonna have to submit.
Right. Some point you're gonna have to submit and understand. I can plan, or I don't control this.
Yeah.
I can influence it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't control it.
And that goes right back to you.
Right.
Your influencing has to do with how you are responding. What are you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it always is what you're doing that's going to show up out here.
Right.
Once you know that, that's a real beautiful part of, creating your outcomes and the world that you exist in. I sit back and try to see like what my actions are creating. I make adjustments accordingly. It's kind of a fun game I play with myself.
Like you're your own case study
Yeah.
and everybody around you.
If you understand self-control is not a negative,
Yeah, it's absolutely needed.
it's necessary.
Right.
Then you should be able to look at control depending upon what it's inspiring, what it's creating, what is the purpose, what's the point of it, right? So it goes back to what you asked: do I believe it's negative or positive? What is the point of it?
Exactly. Because are you
The
using your
intention.
right?
Everything goes back to the intention, right?
Because are you using your control to shut somebody down? Are you using your control to be a bully? You know what I'm saying? Are you using your control to make yourself feel better because you really feel horrible? You know what I mean? I'm thinking about abusers.
I hear people all the time in relationships like, oh, he's controlling or she's controlling, right? And if you ask the situations, sometimes, yes, it can sound abusive. And some of the things is protection.
Yeah.
It's protection.
One of the mates they don't want to be accountable to their actions and being held to whatever agreements that was set in that relationship. You know what I mean? So now somebody's checking you on that or reminding you of, now the person is controlling. You know what I mean?
And that's important. If you're with someone seriously, then you're choosing this to be a part of your village.
Right.
That's a very intimate space. This person knows a lot about you that the world doesn't know. You know a lot about that person that the world doesn't know. You know what this person may want out of life. They know what you want out of life. You're holding each other accountable. Y'all showing up for each other. So they have to be able to tell you, do this or don't do that.
Right.
Of course, you still have a choice in the matter.
Right.
But you should be working together to come up with a healthy understanding and be able to be held to that healthy understanding.
Absolutely.
When you talk about heterosexual relationships, people speak of the male being
Dominant
the protector.
one. Yeah.
Right? And the woman being the submissive one. Right? when you think about relationships, period, the reality is, and this goes for gay relations, whatever, both people are protectors. They protect in very different ways.
Exactly.
I know when I'm with someone, I'm listening for when they say,
Yeah.
that specific so-called friend, that
Right.
person you
That
think is
ain't
your
it.
friend, that ain't your friend. Now I'm paying attention to what it is that they see that I don't see. That's
right.
protection.
That's protection. That's
You
right.
know what I mean?
That's right.
It's not just brute force.
Exactly.
Protection comes in many different forms.
Right.
And so when we don't understand that, we take away from the greatness of these words and these actions.
Right. Because when you're trying to have absolute control, then you don't allow for like full fruit to bear. You're now stifling what everyone else can bring to the table because you're Mr. or Mrs. Control Freak.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
see, once you throw the freak behind the control, that's different, right?
Right,
That's where
right.
the arrogance comes in. It's not necessarily that you are the controller as much as it is that how you're showing up is inspiring this person to want to
Right.
listen
Or not.
or not.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So it all always comes back into who you are. Your maturity, your wisdom, your activity, your consistency,
Yeah.
your ability to show up in a way that says this person knows exactly what they're doing
Your
and what they're
respect
talking about.
for others.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you see that somebody doesn't know what they're talking about with something, then when they try to teach you about that, you like, get the hell out of here. Right? So when you start dealing with a mate or a person, period, who is trying to show you where to go, but they have no clue where they're going.
Right.
I don't understand how you could
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
somebody's going to follow that.
Right.
So no, you're not going to have control of that situation because it's not necessarily about you. It's about what you're producing.
Absolutely. So thanks for saying that, because I want to go back to that point that you make about what you're producing and your life being your own case study. That like it's really important that, you know, when you think about control and the way you exercise it, really think about, you know, how you're showing up by your responses from the people around you. You know what I mean? Are people embracing you? Are people shying away from you? Do people gravitate towards you? Do people stay away from you? Like, what is it? And that can be a sign of how you're using your control, where it may not be as effective as you think. But at the same time, let's put a little disclaimer there. Like, sometimes people don't want the real. You know what I mean? People want to stay, I use the word raggedy all the time. You know what I mean? But you understand what I'm
Yeah, they're
saying?
stuck in their ways.
Yeah, people want to stay stuck in their ways, so they shy away from the good advice and, you know, and things of that nature. But however, it's important for your life to be your own case study and see the way people are responding to you and figure out why. First, by being introspective and accountable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It also goes back to understanding your audience. Are these people who want this?
Yeah.
Or am I offering something that's not something that these people value?
Yeah.
Right?
I had to learn that the hard way.
They're not going to receive
Yeah.
it if that's not what they value.
Right. I didn't realize that I was that I had, like, I don't think I had a control issue, but I think I was I had a control thing that wasn't effective. In my 20s and stuff, I had to learn pretty early on in relationships that I was giving advice and doing things that my mate didn't necessarily want. Even though I felt like it was the right way, the right thing to do, it became controlling because now I'm fighting someone to be a certain way that I see fit, but that's not where they're going. So all you can do there is try to influence and not be attached to the outcome.
Yeah, I found that if you're with someone who doesn't have the same value system as you, it's always going to be pushback.
Right.
When you're courting and you're getting to know somebody, a lot of the times they're not being who they are completely. They're not saying what they really believe. They kind of going with the flow because they like you until the freshness kind of wears off.
Right.
And then,
Right.
and then the real them start coming out and you
Right.
see like, hold on.
Wait a
They don't
minute.
really rock with this.
Yeah, right.
Now you look controlling
Right.
because you're trying to keep up what you two kind of agreed to
Right.
from the beginning.
Right.
And that's something I have a very hard time with.
Yeah.
I'm so consistent that who you meet is who I am.
Right. True.
And then when somebody comes in and they act, they're not able to keep that up.
Right.
And now I look like
You
the
the crazy
controlling
one. Yeah, you the crazy
Because
one.
now I'm trying to get you to do something that we
Yeah.
said we was doing.
Right.
Now I'm controlling.
Right, because we two squares, but now you a circle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, now we can't put this circle in this square.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Now our blocks is all crazy.
Right.
Before we go further, I want to define submission, because I think that is what most people would see as the counter to control.
I like where you're going with that.
I think that word is given a bad rap as well.
Yep.
So
let's do it.
submission is being able to yield to the authority, control, or will of another person or group.
Yep.
Yield doesn't mean that you are giving up who you are.
Yeah, you're not licking nobody's feet.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you are now a slave to something. It means that if you find something that aligns with your belief system, you are able to follow it.
Absolutely. And then back to the thing that you brought up about intimate relationships, because you talked about submission in there. It was really important for both parties to be able to submit to each other and know when. It's not just a woman's role to submit to her man or whatever. It's really about you having enough respect for each other to know when it's your turn to step back and allow your mate to step forward. And and then your mate allows you to step forward, and it's time for them to step back.
And it makes all the
Right.
sense in the world. I tell people this all the time. That's my kind of relationship.
Yeah, right.
Because none of us know it all.
Right.
And so your strengths are your strengths, and my
Right.
strengths are my strengths. And
Right.
if we got strengths and weaknesses in different areas, why would I not let you lead in a
Right.
space where I'm weak?
Right.
That
And-
doesn't make sense.
And you know what? And we've of course, figured out a nice dance with that, because sometimes your tolerance is a lot lower than mine with certain things, right? So if somebody could be annoying, it's like, Ish, deal with this person. You could be more diplomatic. I'm gonna be like, I'm not dealing with it. But we figured that out. It was like, Ish, you deal with this, Mahogany, you deal with this, and we know how to. But that's a partnership. That's
Yeah.
a relationship. You know what I mean? It's really seeing where do you show up, where can I show up, and then we can move
And
forward.
then it works out.
Yeah, like even though control is definitely an important part of life, when we talk about things like self-control, you must have it, right? Sometimes you could be so in control and being so laser focused that you're missing out on the actual journey and everything that you can pick up and learn along the way.
I was thinking about another negative version of control, which was like our responses to fear and trauma. So
Yeah.
the fear of
Right,
somebody not showing up.
right, yeah,
Those things having control of us are one of our issues as a people.
absolutely. And we don't realize that we're responding from that lens of our fears, of our trauma. So now we feel like we have to control these things in a certain way, but it's really coming from some things that are really deep rooted that we haven't dealt with, that has impacted us, and now we're trying to control everything around us because we haven't been able to.
I wrote down Murphy's Law. You know, the more you fear something happening, the more
more it
likely
happens.
it is to become.
Absolutely.
Right?
A manifestation.
That's manifestation in itself. And that's something that is crippling us as a people.
Yep. Everything is connected because divide and conquer works in that way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the fears and stuff like that is really fed to us. Being misinformed, not understanding the power, the nature of your people and who we really are foundationally. Start believing certain narratives.
And those are the things that create the negative outlook on the word control. It's this power that uses control in a way that is not helpful.
Right.
It's actually hurtful.
And is unseen. So that's the dangerous part about
That's
it.
what makes it so scary. And so now once you equate control to that, you don't want nobody controlling you.
Right. Right. Becoming personally aware is just as empowering as becoming historically aware. You know what I mean?
That should be the space where you become more comfortable with your choices and understanding and being able to identify what is for you, what is against you.
Also understanding the balance between healthy control,
That's what I'm talking about.
When you're the person that's handling everything and taking care of everything, it becomes a dependent situation.
When I hear you speak of that, it takes me to motherhood. We have discussions all the time about growing up in Black households.
Right.
Right? And our reality is very different from other people's.
Right.
And so it's easy to paint a specific picture of what that looks like in regard to the parenting.
Right.
They did this and they did that and they didn't allow this and
And
they
I
didn't
couldn't go
allow
here, I
that.
couldn't- right.
And then you understand the world that we live in. If your parent did not say no to these things,
Right.
didn't hold you a little
That's
tight
right.
in this area,
Right.
what would have been your outcome?
What would have been your outcome? That's right. That's right.
So in that space, control is a positive.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It allows you to have your life right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there is a fine line. And often as parents, we have to submit to the fact that we can't control everything.
Right.
Making sure that whatever you gave them information-wise, whatever lessons, whatever you've displayed for them, it stuck so that their self-control kicks in and
Right.
you don't have to try to control the narrative anymore.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy that you brought in that perspective, though. My people, the son is of age now, you know, grown man. Still, you know, 20s though, so still fresh, newly grown. And he wants to go on a trip by himself. He's like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to have my, you know, a trip, you know, where I'm just going on by myself. Again, he's in a relationship, it's serious, and, you know, things change when you get into relationships. So what you mean this solo trip? What's going on? You know what I mean? So he's like, I would like to take this opportunity now to go on. And she was like, nah, like, by yourself? Nah, I don't want nothing to help me. I'm going. He was like, nah, but I want to go by myself, right? So in thinking about it, I was agreeing with her, like, damn, like, you know, I understand, but at the same time, you do have to trust what you put into your child, but also there's the distrust in the world at the same time. But then it also depends on location where he's going, but I understand Mama Bear, where that comes in. You know what I mean?
You have to trust that there's something larger than you working for your child.
Right.
Just like there's something larger than you working for you.
And then you have to, because they are outside every day.
We can't get in the way of our children's ability to have a full life,
Right.
a purposeful life,
Right, and a fulfilling journey.
Yeah.
Right, and that's where the stifling and stunting growth and the
that's
distrust
when
and all that comes in.
the over control
Right,
comes in.
Yep.
And that's why I brought that one up, because that was a hard one for me.
Yeah.
It's very
Especially
hard as
mom,
a parent.
Yeah.
Not only as a mom, but a single mom.
Right.
When you don't have that other side that's giving the balance.
The balance is like,
it's like,
I got to do this right.
Yeah. Because everything's your fault. If they're great, it's because of you. But if they fail, it's because of you too.
Right.
Like all of the stuff is
your
you.
fault. It's like running a company. That's what I could relate it, like running a company, right? If we do well, okay, good. Insurance do bad. What the fuck you been doing?
It's all on you.
Yeah, it's all on you. Yep.
So I get how you can get to the overbearing, controlling.
Yeah.
I get how you can get there. You know, a large part of my raising of my first daughter was fully control, OD.
Right.
Because I was raising her through fear.
Absolutely.
I was raising her through fear.
Absolutely. Right. Right. That makes sense.
That stifled her though.
Right.
It was safety.
Right.
But it absolutely stifled her.
Right.
So now when you see that showing up today, I got to take accountability for that.
Right. Absolutely. Wow. And I think about like the balance and helping to raise my stepdaughter. My girl, she's, you know, very shapely. She's a shapely woman, and her daughter is
Also
getting
shapely.
older, and she's shapely. And, you know, of course, in all her life, you know, being younger, older men trying to holler at her and all of that kind of stuff from a young age. So now the conversation and how she has to be, like, going outside. Make sure but make sure it's just a lot of fear talk. But it's just like that's our experience, you know. And
You want to make sure that she understands the that y'all have experience,
Right.
and that's where the information is coming from.
Right.
Like we do here. We always talk about all of our experiences,
Right.
but we also talk about the lesson that came from
Right.
it. So you give her the tools to know how to operate in that space. Because
Right.
you're not going to be around
Exactly.
to hover her
Yeah,
all the
right,
time.
exactly.
But you want her to understand, this is how someone with self-worth shows up. This
Right.
is how the outside world kind of responds to these things.
Right.
And then they can find their healthy medium
Right.
and figure it out from there.
Absolutely.
But that's the only thing that helps you to be kind of okay with the letting go.
Right.
Is the knowing that you gave all of the information
Right. That's
and
right.
all of the tools.
And then it will be used when needed because it's in the toolbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen. They gotta survive our raising. Like it's so many things they
Yeah.
gotta survive. We want them with the least amount of trauma.
Right.
We want them to not have lifelong mistakes,
Right.
like mistakes that they
Can't
they can't get away from.
Yup.
Right, you got all of those things on you as the parent, but at the same time they still have free will,
That's right.
and you got to allow them to have that because
Yeah.
that was given to them by someone much more higher than you in their
Right.
lives.
Absolutely. Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen. You killed that.
So that's
Yeah.
that's that part.
Yeah, you killed that. You killed that. A good way for us to leave off is thinking about when I said I separated influence, is like understanding when we have to utilize control, right? When we have to understand when we can influence, and then also understand how to accept, right? Because what you can control is your decisions, what you're trying to do. You can influence other people, you can influence systems, but you can't control them. And then understanding, okay, I have to accept that this is the reality, or I have to accept that this is the decision that my child made, or this. So just understanding when is control, when is influence, and when is acceptance. When you have to put those in.
Absolutely,
into play.
that was a perfect perfect cherry on top, because that's the hardest pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate.
Yeah.
It's no getting around it.
Nah.
There's no getting around it. That's
Right.
the most. One thing about parenting is it's humbling.
It's humbling. Yeah. Yep.
When you understand it truly, it's humbling.
Right.
Because you go through all of the rigmarole, you go through all of the challenges, you're teaching the lessons, you're
Right.
getting lessons,
Right.
you're readjusting, you're
Right.
showing, you're telling,
Right.
you're doing all of the things.
Right. And then it's
And
like,
then-
oh, you did that?
They got choice.
Right. Yep.
And they might not choose
Right.
all of the things you
Right.
did.
All of the things. And none of it.
They might just say, I just, that's not what I want to do.
Right. Yep.
And now you like, oh, I.
Right. Yep.
That's all you can do, all
Right.
right?
All right. That's acceptance. And you got to know. Or you're going to be stressed the hell out. That's why you say your kids will kill you, right? Don't
Not
let
me.
them. Don't
Not
let them.
me.
Don't let them.
I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
With Culture,
Is the value.
make sure to like, subscribe.
Share, and comment.
Oh, and listen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
iTunes and stuff.